So what's going on? Yeah, good. Yeah, now we are live now. Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, once again we are here. I normally to tell you more about Brazil. Our internet is a little bit I don't know. Adeyinka Olaiya mi láti Brazil lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo tún ti dé o, we are on again, and this time around I'm with Our Royal Majesty Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. She's having two strong names. It's Ademiluyi. Orúkọ ńlá ni Ogunwusi, orúkọ ńlá. We're going to with strange program, and para os brasileiros que expulse, que é o de óleo, de Ile Ife, que todo mundo sabe, conhece. Aqui está a rainha dele, Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. Hoje vamos falar da moda. Vamos saber dela. A mulher excepcional, aquela que vem promovendo e vamos saber um pouco. Thank you very much. Mo ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ kí ètò kó wá sórí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kábíyèsí bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni àrólé Oòduà ní ṣáájú máa pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà yín kó máa pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, ẹ kó wa jẹ̀pẹ́ o, ẹ ṣeun o. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú wa. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá wa náà kan wà pẹ̀lú wa lénìí. Olódùmarè á jẹ́ kẹ́ pẹ́ fún wa o. Àwa ti Brazil, àwa nítorí pé ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láti wá bá wa ṣeun méjì mẹ́ta. Ẹ ṣeun. Thank you very much for joining us. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, please say hello to the Brazilian audience, your British audience, and I don't know, worldwide. Thank you very much. Welcome to this program, Our Royal Majesty.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyinka. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ káalẹ́, ibikíbi tẹ́ bá wà o, mo kí yín o láti orí ìtẹ́ Ọọ̀ni Adéyẹyè Ẹnìtàn Ògúnwùsì, Àrólé Odùduwà, Ọlọ́fin Àdìmúlà, Ọọ̀ni ti Ilé Ifẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo yín o.
Oh, the internet is a little bit, I don't know what's going on. Please, if it's convenient for you, I'm going to try as much as possible to speak in Portuguese, Yoruba, and English. So if English is more convenient for you, you're free to use English. Olori, if I should ask you, actually, who is Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi? How would you describe yourself?
How would I describe myself? So, I am a princess. I come from the royal lineage of Oromio, so I'm a princess of Ile Ife. I am also a queen of Ile Ife. Um, I'm married. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think the internet is so bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. We are with you.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I'm married to His Imperial Majesty the Oni of
we're
Ife.
with you.
I'm a mother. I'm a fashion promoter. I promote African culture. I'm a cultural ambassador as well of the Queen Moremi Ajashoro
Okay.
Initiative and the Anyo Agalu Initiative. I'm the cultural ambassador.
Now,
I'm a graduate of law, and
okay.
I'm also an author of the book Unspoken Oba Obiri, Yoruba Female Kings. So I'm also a philanthropist because I do a lot of work that promotes young women. I advocate for, education of young girls in Nigeria. So that's me in a nutshell.
Wow, that's interesting. Uh, but now we can see you are known worldwide when it comes to fashion. You know, we've read a lot about you. We've heard a lot about you. Your how you promote fashion. How come fashion? How did you go into promoting African fashion in Europe, in America? Now you're gonna join us in Brazil. How come about that now?
Okay, thanks for that question. I was born in London, so I grew up in London. When I was growing up, there was not a lot of things that were known about African fashion. A lot of people used to shy away from African fashion because they thought it was too, it was always ceremonial. It wasn't something you could wear every day. But I still had the passion for African fashion. I wanted to know about it. I wanted to learn about it. But there wasn't a platform that brought together, African designers. And African designers are so creative, they're so innovative. Our fashion is so vibrant, but there wasn't a platform that brought all of us together in London then. And that is how the idea of the Africa Fashion Week London came about in 2011. Because back then, the mainstream fashion weeks didn't really accommodate, African and Black designers. Unlike now, where African fashion is everywhere, you have a lot of celebrities who are non-Africans, who are wearing African fashion. Decades ago, African fashion was not popular. So people were shying away from it. And that was, what brought about of a moral obligation and a need, to showcase the great talents of African designers. And when I say African designers, not just African designers from Africa, African designers from the diaspora, African designers, of African descent.
Uh, Promotion in London, and you coming to Brazil. Uh, how do you expect to uh, to establish your name in the Brazilian market? Do you think it's something you're gonna enjoy? But I know definitely you must study a lot about the Brazilian ways of life, and You've been here a couple of times. Do you think the my God, the internet is a little bit bad today? I don't know what's going on. You how do you now you're going to participate in the next Sao Paulo Fashion Week, bringing that fashion to Brazil? What where did you get the motivation? What actually? I'm going to go to Brazil this time around, and I'm going to. We've never had such in Brazil. You're going to be the first. No mistaken, Nigerian. Let me put it that way. Even though you're born in London, you're Nigerian. To be, been the first Nigerian to test the fashion market in Brazil. How do you think the experience is going to be like?
Okay, so I've been to Brazil twice. First, in 2018 with His Imperial Majesty, and then a couple of weeks ago, I attended, Brazil. I visited Brazil with His Imperial Majesty again, and the cultural similarities between Brazil and Nigeria, especially the Yoruba culture, is just phenomenal. We have so much we share in common, in terms of our fashion, our culture. It's so for me, Brazil is just going to be like second home. It's going to be like a homecoming, and exposing the African fashion in Brazil, adding it to what is there already, blending it with the Brazilian culture is just like I said, it's going to be phenomenal. I have a great partner I'm working with in Brazil, Miss Silvana, and I have so many people who are supporting this laudable initiative, which is the Africa Fashion Week that's coming to Brazil. People like yourself who are promoting it for me. So I think it's going to enable so much cultural exchange, so many trade opportunities as well between the Brazilian continent and also the African and the Nigerian continent as well.
I, the internet is a little bit bad. I don't know what's going on today. It's strange anyway. Are you with me?
I'm here. I can hear you loud and clear.
Are you with me, man? Yeah, good, 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 good. Very bad. The network is so bad today. I think what's going on. Oh, really. Anyway, here we see a lot of greetings. Lushola Udu, saying hello to you. And Lushola
Hello.
Udu, Mayo Wadisonya,
Hello.
Adriana Kerois, today with the internet is with the bad. I don't know what's going on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can ask some of your designs, some of the African fabric, African design, and uh, Adire, batik, and is it typical African? Or we. Oh my God.
The internet is it's really unstable.
Wow. I don't know what's going on today. That's really tough. Are you with me, man?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. Today, the network.
Do you want us to try to log out and log back in? Do you think that might work?
Really, really like.
Should we try that? Should we try to log back in? Should we try to go out and come back in? Maybe for a few minutes? There.
Is it your network or his?
Let's log out first.
Wow, I think the internet is actually not collaborating properly. Jones again, and see, let that come back. We actually enjoying the program, which is this is the very first time we having a Nigerian fashion promoter. Now, is going to participate in our next Sao Paulo Fashion Week. Para quem está nos assistindo, estamos tendo um pouquinho de problema, né? Como vocês podem ver, acho que a internet dela que não está bem colaborando. E vamos aguardar um pouco e as coisas vão se estabelecer e vamos continuar. Ela é pessoa da moda, né? Ela promove moda, né? Africana e dessa vez estará no Brasil para promover, né? Para desfilar, levar o Brasil o que é importante e que nós temos de bom também na África, né? Na Nigéria, né? A cultura Yoruba. Para isso que ela vai estar no Brasil no próximo mês. Lá, vamos ter um pouco de paciência. Não está colando, né? Vamos ter paciência e isso faz parte.
Hello.
Nós sabemos como que é a Nigéria, né? Às vezes é assim. E ela vai estar de volta. Então, hello, Ma.
Hello.
Are you okay now?
Yes. Apologies. It was the network.
Hello, yeah. Yeah, I know it's normal at times. The audience is there. And then we have greetings from Tayo Uyekoya. We have greetings from Chanteli
Hello.
House. We have greetings from Musbao.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. And thank you
Saying
so
hello
much
to
for
you
joining.
and
Hello.
So you can come. You can ask with us. With me is Her Royal Majesty Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. She's a fashion promoter, the founder of African Fashion Week in London, and the US, and now in Brazil. You can see she's incredible. When we talk of fashion, is with her. Sorry, we had a problem with the internet, but we are back. Ṣé ohun tẹ tó padà wá sórí kan yóò sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá ẹni bínú sí mi èyí lè máa sọ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì sí pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ń gbọ́ mi àti èdè Portuguese for my Brazilian audience. Os brasileiros brasileiras que estão conosco. Seja bem-vindo. O problema já está resolvido. Foi internet. Agora a internet já está estabilizada, está um pouquinho melhor. Mas I've noticed that most of your designs are having to do with Adire, batik, and these are typical designs from the Yoruba community, if I'm not mistaken. Are you having any influence from Yoruba culture to your designs? And we've not been having this in Brazil. I can assure you, quite difficult to find Adire, batik, all these things in Brazil. It's like you are bringing these to Brazil for the first time, and the Brazilians are not even good when it comes to batik and Adire. How do we intend to I don't know what kí ló mú yín wọnú Adire, batik? Torí African fashion pọ̀. How come Adire and batik? Do you also make this, or you only promote? Do you also, well, I can see you've always been dressing, let me tell you about it. I want to show why I feel so happy. Ejo, please tell our audience how come Adire, batik?
Hello. Yes, I'm so sorry. I apologize about the internet. I apologize about the internet. Yeah, so you were asking about the Adire. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. We are with you.
Okay, so you were asking about the Adire and why I wear a lot of it, and do I have anything
exactly. Yeah. How come?
Okay, so
how come Adire, batik is like you promote
Adire.
more of it?
Okay, so first of all, when I started the Africa Fashion Week, it was a platform for designers not just to come and showcase their fashion, but to tell the stories behind their fashion, So it's a platform that enables designers to come on the runway, but tell their cultural stories through their fashion, so through their fabric. So when the designers come on the platform, they don't just come to showcase, they come, with the different cultural heritage, cultural stories behind their design. And Adire started in the southwest of Nigeria, which is it's a fabric that belongs to the Yorubas. And Adire means Adi, Are. So it means we tie the fabric in whichever way we can tie it to resist the dye, and then we dip it inside the dye. So that's what Adire means, Adi, Are. And we have so many methods that we use to resist the dye. We have the Adire Alabere, which is the stitching method, where we stitch the fabric before dipping it in the dye. We have the Adire Eleko, which is the ancient starch resistant method, where we use paste starch to resist the dye by drawing patterns on the cloth. We have the Adire Oniko, which is the knotting method, where we knot the fabric before dipping it in the dye. And then we have the most popular one, which is the Adire Alabella, known as batik, where we use wax to make different motifs on the fabric before putting it in the dye. And that enables, the cloth to resist the dye. So that is actually what Adire means. And His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, was kind enough to set up an Adire textile training hub in Ile Ife in 2021. He set it up as a COVID bounce back facility so that women and youth, could be employed. We could create jobs for them, and we could ensure that they had a sustainable income from what they were doing. And that is why I wear a lot of Adire to promote our cultural heritage, which is the Adire fabric. And we're going to be bringing that to the catwalk in Brazil at Africa Fashion Week Brazil 2023.
Yeah, that's very good. Uh, okay, let me just read some
Thank
of the
you.
comments here. Andrea Kero, is very important to know the history and its meaning. Yeah, that's what she's done. Aditoja Ogunwusi saying beautiful. And Olori, we are happy to have you here. And a number of questions are rolling in on my cell phone too. Before I go into asking questions, you speak very good Yoruba and you grew up in London. That's fantastic. How do you see Yoruba language? Even Adire itself is Yoruba. Adi, Are, that's it. That is in fact. You know me
Are,
there do. We about to say Adi, our that is tie
Are
and die.
Sinuaru. So we tie it
You
and then
don't
we put
participate
it
in the
inside
next
die.
Are Sinuaru
Are
inside
Sinuaru.
die.
Yes.
Adi, Are Sinuaru.
Are. Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, you can kind of participate in the next Sao Paulo Fashion Week. For the first time, we're gonna
No, Africa
have
Fashion Week Brazil.
a Nigerian,
No, Africa Fashion Week Brazil.
yeah, sorry, African Fashion Week Brazil. This is for the
Yeah,
first time we're gonna have this
Brazil
in
in Sao
Brazil.
Paulo.
Now, and we are so eager to see this. Actually, we are so eager to see this. Do you have? Are you working with some Brazilians? Are you having Brazilians working with you in this? We here in Brazil we have a kind of life a little bit different, you know, and the language at times too, and our ways here in Brazil can be, though we have closer to the Yoruba people. How do you intend? Do you intend to have a school here in Brazil to teach Adire, or do you just want to parry what you have here? What do you want to start African Fashion Week here? You want to start a fashion school here? You want to train Brazilians into Adire, or do you want to what is your plan for Brazil in this?
Okay, so I have a great team I'm working with in Brazil, headed by Mrs. Silvana. She's an amazing woman, and she is so passionate, about African fashion and the Afro-Brazilian fashion as well. And you see, and how we can exchange our culture. How I talked about similarities in the Brazilian culture and the African culture. So that is what the Africa Fashion Week Brazil is going to showcase to a global audience, and how our designers can work together and use or can embed the African fabrics in their designs, especially the Adire. And during the Africa Fashion Week Brazil, which is taking place on the 25th to the 27th of May, we intend to have a few Adire workshops where we're going to teach the Brazilians, how the method of how we make the Adire fabric. And I'm going to be teaching that. I'm going to be conducting a few workshops on Adire in Brazil.
Wow, wow. Now tell us a little bit about the Adire, the ones you've done in London, the ones you've done in America. Tell us more about Adire, about what you've done. How far have you gone? Tell us more, not just what we ask you. Tell us. We want to know more about what your success in this field. We do. Because
In the
I don't have to
industry.
say if I start reading here now. Just tell us more
So
about
Africa
how far you've
Fashion Week,
gone. I know you have. Yeah.
Africa Fashion Week London started
Are you with
in
me?
2011. So it started in 2011 to bridge the gap between the African designers and the global audience to create awareness for them. Because like I mentioned, there wasn't a platform that brought together African designers that gave them visibility back then. And this year in London is going to be our 13th anniversary of showcasing African designers in the UK. And we chose London because London is one of the fashion capitals of the world. So apart from being home to me, it's also one of the fashion capitals of the world. And it has a huge, African diaspora. And we have designers from different parts of Africa who come in every year to showcase the best, out of Africa. Designers from North Africa, designers from West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, designers from Southern Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania. So designers come from all parts of Africa to come and showcase what they have at the Africa Fashion Week London. It has now become a household name in London, the Africa Fashion Week, because we must have showcased over 2,000 African designers since our inception in 2011.
Wow.
And in 2014, we branched out to establish Africa Fashion Week Nigeria to enable us to reach out to equally talented Nigerian designers, but who could not afford to showcase on a global platform. Because, when designers are showcasing, especially the ones traveling abroad to showcase, they have to think about the logistics of traveling, putting their collection together, accommodation, travel fares, and all of that. And a lot of talented designers are in Africa, but they can't afford to showcase, on an international platform because of the logistics involved. So we set up the Africa Fashion Week Nigeria to enable us reach out, to Nigerian designers and also other designers within the continent of Africa as well, to give them a platform for visibility. Because for creativity to grow, there needs to be a platform that showcases and supports its growth. If you have a design and you don't put it out there, it's like you're covering it. So you need platforms like Africa Fashion Week London, Africa Fashion Week Nigeria to help you showcase your brand to a global audience. And that is what we do. And we've been doing it consistently in London and Nigeria. 13 years in London, 9 years in Nigeria, and we're branching out to Brazil this year.
Wow. And I noticed you have a kind of how do you say it, with some institutions in the UK, in America, that are collaborating with you and promoting this African Fashion Week. I mean, doing around the world. If you've been having support from institutions and from schools, from organizations to make, because it's no longer you're making a support. I'm talking of support everywhere. Like
we have a mentoring programs, yes. So we work with a lot of schools in the UK, fashion design institutions, fashion and textile institutions as well, universities, where we do mentoring programs, with some of the students there, teaching them and educating them about African fashion, the different types of African fashion. Because some people still think that Africa is a country. A lot of people do not know that Africa is a continent with about 54 countries. And within each country, you have about, when you're talking about African fashion, we're just scratching the surface. We haven't even seen 10% of the fashion culture, of what Africa has to offer when it comes to fashion. And these are the things we educate young people about the knowledge, about the symbols, the signs. Because in Africa, everything has an origin, it has a story. We do a lot of storytelling in our fabrics, in our fashion. And that's what we teach young people, young fashion students who are abroad, maybe some of them who've never been to Africa before. We teach them about the origin of African fashion and how it relates to our everyday life, how we used to use our fashion as a means of communication, how you could tell where someone was from, by what they're wearing. The kente is synonymous to Ghana, while the ashoke and the adire is more for the Nigeria, the Yoruba people in Nigeria. So fashion to us is it's more than just the culture of fashion. It's our identity. It defines who we are.
Wow, it's fantastic.
If you look at
Wow.
what you're wearing now, Mr.
Olori,
Adeyinka, we can tell that you're Yoruba. You're representing the Yoruba tribe from what you're wearing, your hat,
really,
the beads, the way you're dressed. And that's how we are in Africa. Our fashion is our cultural identity. It tells who we are without even saying anything. By looking at us, you can say that, oh, he's a Yoruba person. Oh, he's from Ghana because the way we dress. Oh, she's from Kenya. And that is how, our ancestors, that is how they've passed it down to us. And we're embracing it. And what Africa Fashion Week is doing is making sure that it doesn't go into extinction. We're passing it on to the younger generation in a more modern way, in a more acceptable way to the new generation.
wow, thank you very much. This is a greeting from Adekunle Adeyemo. He's shouting, he's saying, our beautiful princess and queen. Yeah, your princess as Ademiluyi, then you are a queen as Ogunwusi. Wow, we are
Yes,
really proud of you.
I have two.
We're really
I
proud
have
of
the
you.
two surnames of two great Ornis. I have the surname of two Ornis. The late Orni
Yeah,
Ajagun Ademiluyi, and the
yeah.
present Orni Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi. So I represent the Ife brand, the Ife
Yeah, right.
kingdom very
But
well.
exactly. Yeah, you are a complete queen, princess queen. You see, I can see your profile here that you've organized the African Fashion Week lecture, fashion forum with special guests. You've even uh, involved the mayor of London office, the Department of Trade in South Africa, and the V&A Museum. Do you normally organize African Fashion Week lecture kind of program where you invite uh, special guests to speak to discuss fashion?
Yes, we do, because it's like a cultural exchange program. We need to educate, we
Okay.
need to have a platform that also educates, people about African fashion. Because sometimes when they hear the name Africa Fashion Week, initially when we started, a lot of people thought it was just an event for Africans, but it's not. It's an event, for anyone who's interested in African fashion, anyone who's interested in learning about African fashion, anyone who's interested in wearing African fashion. And African fashion now has grown beyond Africa. It's worn by celebrities who are not even Africans, who are not Black. So it's also educating them about the aesthetics, the stories behind African fashion. And that's what we do when we organize the fashion forums, the fashion workshops, as part of the Africa Fashion Week brand.
Wow. You see, let me just ask you one very important thing here that I'm seeing here. Before we go into more me, but I think I can see more me. We're gonna talk that too, if you don't mind. You yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to. I can see you've done a lot in the UK. You've done a lot in London. You can see just going to what I have with me here. You've done a lot. I can't just count it here. Do you intend to bring you in London? You intend to bring Brazil too? You've done a lot here. You can see programs, Harlem Business School, Grace Jones Meltdown Festival, Backstage Production, African Fashion Week 2021, also Fashion Fusion 2021, a Parsons School of Design and Technology, a Fashion Futures Online Learning Program, Edinburgh University Fashion Department, Life Event Experience, London College of Fashions, small, I mean, a lot of it, too much. I can't just see everything. Do you intend to bring such to Brazil?
If I'm given the opportunity, definitely. You highlighted something about the language barrier. I'm not sure if I can go and learn Portuguese now, but I would love to. But yes, I would love to see how we could also bring a lot of that to Brazil as well, in terms of, education, working with fashion institutions in Brazil as well, mentoring Black students, Black fashion students in Brazil as well. I would love to do that as well if I'm given the opportunity.
Wow, that would be very nice. We have not to talk of the Brazilian Afro. We have Nigerians just here in Sao Paulo here, and what you meet in Brazil is like you meet Africa. This is just Africa, out of Africa. This is where you live like you're in Africa. There's a question here for you from Adeyemo. Let me see. You can see the question is asking you that over the years you've been able to attract a cumulative audience of about 75,000. What's your projection for African Fashion Week Brazil and the possibility? Just simply I ask you, because of Latin America in 10 years, given the cultural affinity there. It's a very good question. 75,000, you're doing a good job. Are you with me? I'm not talking it's again. Let's see. Wow. Yeah. Okay, she's coming on another network again. Let's see. Let's see. I think it's a network actually. Let's see what's going on here. So that's normal. We should be used to that. It's normal as part of it. That's Nigeria. Yeah, it's a network there. Let's have a little bit of patience. Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. She is a African fashion promoter, African in the UK, in Nigeria. Now she's going to be with us in Brazil. It's a pleasure having her with us, yeah. Para os brasileiros, né? Brasileiras, deixa eu falar assim, né? Então, nossa, vendo por aqui. Comigo é a rainha Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. Ela promove, né, moda africana e dessa vez ela vai expor, vai fazer o possível aqui no Brasil no próximo mês e vai divulgar o que nós temos de melhor na África, a Nigéria, a cultura Yorùbá, né, Adire, e ela pretende fazer melhor da forma que ela fez lá, né, Nigéria e na Inglaterra, em questão da moda. Ela está sendo, vou falar que é representante agora, né, que vai nos fazer, né, bem feliz. E espero que né, tenho certeza, né, tenha sucesso aqui no Brasil também. E o problema é com a internet, isso é normal. Vamos ter um pouco de paciência. Estará conosco de novo daqui a pouco. E para quem não sabe, eu vou falar aqui, né? Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. Ela é fundadora, né, de Semana da Moda, né, na África, na Inglaterra, Londres e no Brasil. Né? Ela tem divulgando o que nós temos de melhor, né, como o afro. E ela falou uma coisa mais importante agora. Você não precisa ser nigeriano, não precisa ser africano para promover a cultura afro, a moda afro. Você pode sim divulgar, né? Desde que você gosta, desde que você sabe o que está fazendo, você pode também entrar em contato com ela e participar nos programas dela. Os que estão, que são nascidos na Nigéria, de que ser nigeriano, de que ser africano, para divulgar a cultura afro, né? E uma pessoa simples, uma pessoa extremamente educada, uma pessoa maravilhosa, e ela está aí, e vai estar conosco no Brasil, vai promover o que nós temos de melhor, né? E isso aí.
We're back.
Aí,
we're back. Apologies.
No, we are used to that. No, you don't worry. It's normal. It's normal, and they heard you. So the question goes like this: over the years, Adekunle Adeyemo said, over the years, you've been able to attract a cumulative audience of about 75,000. What is your projection for Fashion Week in Brazil and possibly Latin America in 10 years, given the cultural affinity they are in? Because I can see that you are somebody linked with culture. You're not just a fashion promoter. You are somebody linked with culture. You're promoting not just the fashion, but the culture and the fashion, the tradition. That's excessive. That's just too much. You can just count me as your fan. That's when you embrace our lovely culture.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what is your projection in Brazil? Because you've been able to 75,000. And what do you do to the base too? Or you just want to do and go? But we want you to be part of us.
Oh, definitely. To grow it in Brazil as well, the way we started in London. So we didn't have a audience of 75,000 in 1 year or 2 years. We started small in 2011, and we have grown it to be the biggest festival of African fashion in Europe. And the intention is, to do similar as well in Brazil, to start small this year, we'll be showcasing a mixture of Afro-Brazilian and African designers, about 15 of them. And then hopefully next year, once off the success of this year, then we start growing it. Next year, we'll have more designers, and then we can add a lot more things to it. But right now, we're starting with 15 designers, and we also have a lot of activities around it as well. Trade opportunities, B2Bs, B2Cs, workshops, trainings, seminars. Cultural exchange programs. For us to get to know the Brazilian terrain, and then over the years, God willing, we intend to take over, the whole of South America with the culture of African fashion, because you can't but love African fashion. It's bold, it's vibrant, it has colors, it speaks volumes, and we can't be ignored. It's the vibrancy of African fashion is just amazing.
Wow. And that question here for you, the African Fashion Week is an excellent brand. It's from Tayo Ikoya, which showcases the brilliance of our culture. I'm looking forward to the expansion, in Brazil, South America, and more success in UK and Europe. Yeah, she's commending you. Uh, Olori,
Thank
sorry, I will use Yoruba a bit too. As I'm a culture man. Must have read a lot. I like to celebrate Yoruba language. I find English a bit. I'll tell you, I find English difficult to. I just have to manage English. It's like you don't try the. It's like your fashion is more feminine. You see, it's like don't get me wrong. If I'm, it's like African Fashion Week. I've not, yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be, but it's like you are more into the feminine attire. Am I right or am I? Or our ọkùnrin náà, are we part of the plan, or it's like most of your designs I've been seeing are more like women like gorgeous women. Máa bí àwọn ọkùnrin á bẹ ní pé títí ọkùnrin yẹn fi sílẹ̀ fún wa ni àbí and you having to say to that? The network is bad again. That's Nigeria. We should be
you all
patient.
to disagree.
No, really, no. Are you with us? Hello, Shangomi, are you with us? Are you with us? The network is bad there again.
Uh, around, that is disagree pẹ̀lú yín lórí yẹn torí àwọn àwọn designers tá a máa ń showcase Korea
The
to Birini, and our designers is almost the best. Mungboy, yes.
yeah, okay, yeah, but I think we didn't hear you properly because the network was a little bit difficult. Couldn't hear you very well. Your response to the question you said, ṣé ẹ máa ń ṣe tọkùnrin náà torí mi ò gbọ́ gbàtẹ́.
Yes, I am. Mungboy Shengbomi.
Well, yeah, I'm going. We're hearing you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We're hearing you now. We're hearing you now. Now, what I'm saying is we couldn't hear
Me.
your response to the question I
Hear me?
asked. Yeah, we're hearing you now. Are you with me? Oh wow, this network is not probably what's wrong with Nigeria today. Are you hearing me now? It's terrible. It's quite an interesting program. You know? It's interesting. Just out today is it's quite in fact we're so glad she's speaking with Brazil. And you know Nigeria is always times when you know. WC, Her Majesty, Sheon, thank you. Greetings, Adekunle Adeyemo. Thank you very much for your participation. Tayo Yekoya, Adana Kerois, thank you very much. We know the network is bad, but we were able to at least hear her, you know, and thank you very much. She's Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi, and she'll be the first Nigerian to bring African fashion to Brazil, and she intends to establish the fashion link between Brazil and Nigeria. And according to her, she's been studying the market for quite a while, and now she's set to establish that in Brazil. But very much she did in the UK, in America, in Nigeria. She want to do the same thing here in Brazil to link Brazil and Nigeria when it comes to fashion. Like you said, Kadi, Kare, Sinuaru, that is Adire and Batik, you know. And she also intends to teach, you know, promote the local fabrics, you know. That's very interesting. Are you hearing me, man? Are you hearing me, man? No, yeah. Are you hearing me? Problem we used to that. That won't stop our. We continue working because he's here with us today, and we are enjoying our presence. Thank you very much. Please continue asking your questions, continue sharing it. This is Ogbiola. I almost made this program because of, you know. Okay, now you're with us now. Yeah, we will still do it again because of the time. You know, a lot of questions are coming in here. Princess Mokwelola, thank you all for joining the program. My own team. Thank you too for being with us. Aderonke Ogunwusi, thank you very much. The program is ours. The program is our own. The program is yours. The program is to promote what we have best in Nigeria, what we have best in Brazil, what we have best in Yoruba culture, the African culture, the African tradition. So happy having her with us. She's gonna be part of us by May, where she will be exhibiting the African fashion designer from Africa, from Nigeria, from every part of the world. Queen Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. She is a fashion promoter, the founder of African Fashion Week in London, in America, in Nigeria. Now she's gonna do African Fashion Week in Brazil. We all expect you to join us come May 25 here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. She will be with us and she will be doing Africa Great, exhibiting the very best of our culture, of our tradition, of our fashion. Let's have a little bit of patience. I think the network is bad, but we should understand for Nigeria, which is normal. She won't be the first audience, that has gone through the same difficulty. So it's not a new thing. I'm used to that. We know what Nigeria is all about. And people are coming in here. We have a lot to ask her, but the network is not collaborating. It's Anike Omidire. Thank you very much for joining us. Kudos to our Olori Aderonke Ogunwusi for all you do to promote our culture and valorizing our women, valorization of women. Yeah, she's doing it to even not only women, she's doing it for all of us, because when our women are given the right value, we are the ones that are always happy as the men. When our women are well treated, the glory even goes to the we feel so happy when our women are happy. When they're not happy, happy, but they are. I want to thank you very much. Afro Brazil link. Thank you very much too, bro. You are doing a great job here in Brazil. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's our job. It's link. Thank you very much for joining us. Queen Adeyinka Ademiluyi Ogunwusi. She will soon be with us. The network is bad. We should understand that. That is not a new thing in Nigeria. We know how it works in Nigeria. So let us she will join us back in a few minutes. Keep asking your question. Type your question here. Then I will pass the question to her. You don't worry. She's with us. Well done for navigating the network and presiding an informative live. Yeah, that's part of it. We should continue believing that we're going to get there. We must not lose hope as Africans. That's what makes us African. The Brazilians, they have always demonstrated their optimism. That's why you see Brazil. So we should do the same. We are Nigerians. We are Yorubas. We are Ibibio. We are Swahili. We are Zulu. We are everything. We are Africans. We will not desist. We will not desist. We will keep struggling. She will be here to represent the African fashion on May 25 here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Stay tuned, be prepared, be set. Now we are back. We are in Brazil. We are now going to introduce African fashion. With me is Olori Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi, the Queen of Ile Ife. She's here. She's a fashion promoter. She's done that in the UK, America, Nigeria. She's been able to accumulate somebody's 75,000 audience. So I think we should applaud her for that, and the courage for wanting to do that in Brazil too. It's interesting. It's worth it. It's worth it. We should thank her for that. Also, we thank His Majesty Kábíyèsí Arole Oòduà Ìbà. Thank you very much for allowing this. Our highest spiritual authority. We thank you. We thank you. Your recent visit to Brazil. We really thank you for that. And we hope to receive you again in Brazil. Like you know, Oòduà, we are all here, and we will continue praying and thanking you and waiting to see you again in Brazil so soon. Thank you very much for what you are doing, as you are also working to promote our image in diaspora. Thank you very much. We will continue struggling. We will continue making Africa proud in diaspora. We will continue promoting what we have brought in Africa, what we have brought to Nigeria, our fashion, our cuisine, our ways of life. We continue doing it. Let's wait a bit. Let's have the patience. Let's believe she's gonna join us soon. She's trying to resolve the internet problem there, which is normal. We all know that. And at times, our Nigeria is it's not a new thing. So she will soon join us back. We see what's going on, and we see how to adjust some of the time too. Thank you very much. If you still want to ask questions, you can ask a question. You can ask a question so that by the time she joins us back, we'll be able to channel the question straight to her. Well done for navigating the network and presiding over an informative life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I thank you too for participating. I thank you too for remaining with us. Thank every one of you. Ubiola, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. Princess Mupelola, thank you very much for joining us. This is Adeyinka Olaiya channel. Please subscribe so that you can get the notice anytime we're gonna have programs like that. This is a program where we promote the African culture, we promote African tradition, African religion, anything African, anything Yoruba, anything African, we promote it here. You can always follow us. Please subscribe, go there and subscribe and be part of this program. This program is just Adeyinka Olaiya channel, but it's not mine. It's a program for all of us. What is good here is this program is for all of us. It is to promote the very best we have in Africa, in diaspora. From Brazil, it's a program that represents Nigerians in Brazil, actually, for all of us. Thank you very much. Ubiola production. No, thank you very much. While we wait for her, I think you can also ask your questions. You can channel your questions to us. Then we'll definitely see what to do to that. Let me see what's going on with that. If we have to call off the program, when she's gonna have a nice audience internet program. So let's have patience for her. Wow.
padà ní títì kó má ṣe bárígá. Àkọ̀wé tó lòun ò fẹ́ dápẹ́ wẹ́nu bírò. Ìyàwó tó lòun ò fọ̀ kúkà tó fi sọ̀rọ̀. Lákàáyé ẹ̀sìn mọ́lẹ̀ onílé lọ́kùn kan gan lọ. Ògún ni o, ògún lọ. Ọmọ tí rògùn bá ti bí, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Ọmọ tí rògùn bá ti bí, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Ọmọ tàbí nílé rògùn bọ́, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Àwọn bílọmọ rògùn má bí, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Ògún táyọ̀ rògùn dì mí, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Ògún ládé rògùn dìran, ilé ọmọ jẹ́. Ògún ládé rògùn tẹ̀sán. Aṣọ kí laṣọ ẹ̀? Màrìwò ní, màrìwò pẹ́. Aṣọ kí laṣọ ẹ̀? Màrìwò ní, màrìwò pẹ́. Ògún kan bídí gọ́gọ́gọ́, ògún kan bídí gọ́gọ́gọ́. Ògún lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ògún kan bídí gọ́gọ́gọ́, ògún kan bídí gọ́gọ́gọ́. Ògún lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ògún ro nílé, àkàyé. Lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ẹmu ló búyà mú nílé, ìrè kì í ṣe lò. Lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ògún olúkọlá, ẹ̀jẹ̀ rèèyàn ló mú. Lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Kàkà ènìyàn la ṣe ń padà fún. Lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ògún parí orí jẹ́. Àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Ògún alágbàtà, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹran ló mú. Lákàáyé, àmàjẹ́ àríjẹ́. Agbẹ́rin sílẹ̀ bàtà bọ́ọ̀dì lórí. Béèyàn bá gbẹ́rin sílẹ̀ tó bá tó mọ̀rìwò yí ká. Bàbá gbé mọ́tò sílẹ̀ bàbá lọ di gàdá fún. Iṣu sísun àgbàdo yan oúnjẹ òkú ni. Ìmọ̀tò ẹ má kájá ní títì kó má jẹ bínú ẹ̀rọ òkú ni. Ó bá kájá ní títì kó má jẹ bárígá ẹ̀rọ òkú ni. Akọ̀wé tó lòun kò fẹ́ dákẹ́ wẹ́nu bírò. Ìyàwó tó lòun kò púpà tó fi sọnù. Lákàyé ìmọ̀lẹ́ lọ́kùnrin ọ̀nà ògùn ni o. Ọmọ tí rògùn bá ti bí ilé ó máa jẹ́. Ọmọ tí rògùn bá ti bí ilé ó máa jẹ́. Ọmọ tàbí nílé rògùn gan ilé ó máa jẹ́. Àwọn bí lọmọ rògùn máa bí. Ògùn táyọ̀ rògùn dì mí. Ògùn ládé rògùn dìran.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's like we have to suspend the program and we schedule the program some other time. We can see that the network in Nigeria is very bad, according to her. It's raining heavily in Nigeria. Raining heavily in Nigeria, and they cannot log in again because of the internet problem in Nigeria. We will have to suspend the program and make it for time, you know. And, she's with us. She'll be with us soon again in Brazil for African Fashion Week. And not just that, I would like also let you know that Olori the founder of African Fashion Week in London, African Fashion Week in Nigeria, Adire, will do a textile of Ile Ife, African Fashion Week. Wow. So, and I was about to ask her a little bit more with the promotion. So behind that, but we will have time to bring her back again and we can talk better. That's part of it. It's not the first time we've seen that. Thank you very much for your patience with us. Mais uma vez eu vou agradecer a sua audiência e espero que, né, vocês se juntem nós na próxima vez, né? Ela vai mudar o programa, né? Infelizmente está chovendo muito lá na Nigéria e a internet quebrou lá, né? Tá bastante difícil de voltar ao programa. Por esse motivo, vou ter que encerrar o programa para a próxima vez. E ela já falou, né? Dia 25, do próximo mês, ela estará no Brasil para promover a African Fashion Week, semana de moda da África aqui no Brasil. E ela, a Majestade, a Rainha Aderonke Ademiluyi Ogunwusi, a Rainha Glória, ela estará conosco depois e vamos programar, fazer um interativo, né, novo. Thank you very much. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa ní tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa lóko. Èmi náà ni Adeyinka Olaiya láti Brazil. Ṣeun ẹ̀rọ pẹ̀lú wa tó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a ò lè parí ẹ̀ tó ṣe ká parí ẹ̀ nítorí wọ́n ní íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì wọn ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ọ̀nà kan tó ti ṣubú bó ṣe máa ń ṣubú. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà ṣubú lójúmọ́ rẹ̀ máa fi ṣú ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa. Wọ́n ní láti sọ nípa bó ṣe lè nìkan yìí di ìgbà mìíràn nítorí wọn ní íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì ṣubú ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ohun tí lónìí ní ọ̀tá ṣe sí ìtìmọ́ra wọ́n bá tún Nàìjíríà kù láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. I appreciate your presence. We are have to close the program for a while. And please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Go there, press subscribe, se inscrever. Por favor, vai lá, se inscreve, né? Isso é importante para você, né, poder se né, alertado, né, para os próximos programas, né? E Adeyinka Olaiya channel on Saturday, we are receiving another person, Loboni. We do it on Saturday. Discuss about the culture, the tradition again. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Agradeço a suas paciências, né? Thank you all. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wò wá o. Ṣèbà náà o, ṣèbà ni mo ṣèbà àwọn tó láyé o. Mo ṣèbà àwọn tó jù mí lọ. Mo ṣèbà ìyá mi o. Mo ṣèbà ojú inú, iṣẹ́ ẹ̀dì. Mo ṣèbà ẹyin mọ̀ kú tí ń bẹ lọ́nà ọjà. Mo ṣèbà yín lójú ní ṣe o. Má jẹ́ nǹkan láṣọ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Adeyinka Olaiya ọmọ yín náà ni ó máa dín ṣe gbogbo alápapọ̀. Àpolókò délé ọ̀tá ń gbé Brazil, ọ̀tá ń gbé Amẹ́ríkà, ọ̀tá ń gbé níbikíbi lágbàáyé. Àpolókò délé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ Olórí. Mo kí wọn ẹgbẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì ló ṣubú. Mo kí yín gidi gan. Náà ẹ dẹ́ kí fún wa láti ṣe Èdùmàrè. Bá ṣe ká àwọn olómọlẹ̀ náà wọ́n máa gbé yín kábíyèsí náà gba ojú wa yín káṣí ìjọbalẹ̀ ní ọwọ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ o. Orí adé ẹ̀yin púpọ̀ lórí bàtà ìgbé pẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ o. Kó wa jẹ̀pẹ́ o kábíyèsí o. Ẹ ṣeun. Èmi náà ní Adeyinka ọmọ ọlẹ́ni ẹ̀wẹ̀. Èmi lọ́mọ ọlẹ́ni àtẹ́ka ìṣàbílẹ̀ wá tí mo náà roko. Èmi lọ́mọ pèpè bí agbógun ìgboro. Ọmọ àdìpọ̀npọ̀n lójú ogun. Wọ́n lè tó bá tẹni ká mú. Èyí tí ò bá dẹ́rìn ká wọ́ sínú igbó kan tó ní lóko rí mú jẹ. Ẹmọ lójú ọwọ́ ti wọ́wọ́. Ọmọ lójú ọwọ́ ti wọ̀wọ̀. Ìṣàrí mi o. Mo lè gbé mo gbọ́ èdè Èkó díẹ̀. Àbọ̀ bí mi ṣèkò ṣùgbọ́n mo mọlé. Ẹ ṣeun. Thank you very much, very much, very much. I appreciate you all. Till we meet again. Really well.